Hi everyone, I'm Theresa V, and this is the place to be if you are a sensitive love warrior who wants to feel more alive and on purpose in this beautiful world. In this video, we're going to be talking about the miraculous powers of gratitude. We'll be talking about how gratitude is a necessary aspect of our lives right now. The amazing ways that gratitude affects our bodies. How gratitude actually changes the way we give. How gratitude is the key to the creation of all that we desire in our lives, including financial flow, good health, and great relationships. And we'll be talking about how gratitude changes our experience of the world and everything happening in it. Stay tuned. One of the first things we need to realize is that as human beings, we have evolved. Even though when we look out our windows, we might not be seeing immediate evidence of this, we are in a more heart-centered paradigm. We are carrying a different frequency, a different vibration, and the way we heal has changed. We now need to nourish our physical body, as well as our energetic body, our chakra system, as well as make room in our experience for grace, for the interjection of the divine, for the energy of grace to flow in our experience. Without grace, we cannot heal fully as individuals or as a collective anymore. And we have worked for so long to be able to create that space, to be able to create a sense of stillness, to allow that grace to come in and work through our lives. One of the most simple ways to create the space for grace is to get into our heart centers, to start working from the heart, living from the heart. And the easiest way to do that is through practicing gratitude. We've heard over and over again about the benefits of gratitude and what it does for us in our lives. However, this time is a different time than we have ever experienced before, and gratitude has become necessary for us to experience the fullness of life right now. One of the reasons for this is because we cannot heal to the fullest degree anymore just by focusing on the physical and the energetic system. Our evolution, our evolved state now requires that we make space for grace. Research has shown, and this is research that has been published relatively recently, that people who practice gratitude, people who are grateful, have fewer health concerns than those that don't. These are common health complaints such as headaches, digestive issues, respiratory infections, runny noses, sleep problems, and general dizziness. In one study, they took a group of college students and had them write gratitude lists for 10 weeks in their gratitude journals. And those students who practiced gratitude reported fewer physical symptoms over the course of those 10 weeks, including things like sore muscles, headaches, shortness of breath, than the students in the control group that did not practice gratitude. There's been research done, as well as research I've conducted on my own with my clients, about changing the conversation that we have with ourselves. When we change the conversation within our own body, with ourselves, to one based in gratitude, where we are thanking ourselves for all of the work that they've done today without us even having to focus on what our cells are doing. We don't have to think about the heart cells beating. We don't have to think about the lung cells breathing. When we practice gratitude for the job that our cells are doing, they respond with love. They respond with eagerness, with health. They're used to us ignoring all the work that they do and only focusing on telling them when there's a criticism, when there's something that we feel isn't being done properly, or that we feel should be done differently. Our fat cells are often a huge target of our criticism. But when we change the conversation and when we approach our bodies and all of the cells that make us up with gratitude, with thanks, letting them know that they're doing such a good job, they respond with love they respond with eagerness to please us even more because we're telling them the direction we want them to go. We're telling them that they're doing a good job. Imagine working for a boss who never ever focused on the work you were doing right and only served to criticize you when something wasn't being done the exact way that they wanted it done. That's what we do to ourselves. We very rarely take the time to acknowledge all that they're doing until something isn't right. We feel sick, we feel sore, we've gained 5 pounds. Then we take a moment to tell ourselves that something is wrong. But when we can change that conversation over the course of time to more regularly being one of gratitude and appreciation, our cells, the beings that work for us, show up with much more eagerness, with much more gratitude, and with much more energy, to be honest, to help us to be the healthiest that we can be. And all it takes is a shift in our perspective and a little bit of appreciation. Gratitude changes our vibration. We're like tuning forks. And when we are focused on what we're grateful for, we start to vibrate with that frequency. And when we vibrate with that frequency, we start to attract more things like it. We attract what is in resonance with the frequency that we are vibrating at. Now, this happens all the time, whether we're practicing gratitude or not. But wouldn't you much rather attract the things that you're grateful for, attract more like them, than be focused on the things that you want to fix or that aren't going right and attracting more of them? Being grateful puts us in tune, puts us in the frequency of attracting more of what we want, whether it be health, financial flow, relationships. And in relationships, when we practice gratitude, when we thank people for the things that they're doing for us, when we express appreciation for who someone is or for the way they show up in our lives, then those people are much more likely to keep showing up that way, to keep being around you because you are grateful. You're letting them know what it is that they're doing that you appreciate. People appreciate that and they'll keep coming. And when you are focused in that way of being grateful for the things that people do, instead of being focused on where you disagree with them or what's not resonating for you about them, when you're focused there and you're operating in relationship from that place, those people are more likely to introduce you to other people because you are someone that they become grateful for. You are a driving force of good in their life and they want to share you with other people. So you start attracting relationships that you want into your orbit, that feel more aligned to you. And all of those people start attracting relationships that are more in line with them. And you are one of those people. It's miraculous the way it works. It's a subtle shift in vibration, but it changes everything. When we practice gratitude in relationship and in general, we start to shift our focus from what's wrong in the world, what we don't agree with or what we don't like, to what is right and what we love about the world. And that's amazing. That doesn't mean we ignore those other things, because maybe we're here to help fix those other things. But when we solely focus on those things, we're giving them energy. Our focus is a prayer. So when we're focused on the things we don't like or what we don't want or what we can't stand, we're praying in that direction. We're sending all of our energy there and we start to vibrate like that tuning fork with those things and we start to attract more like it. The world starts to create more like it because it's what we're focused on creating. When we can shift our focus and focus on what it is that we love, what we want more of, what we say to universe is thank you, bring me more. Thank you, bring me more. Bring this world more of this. And then we start creating with intention. We start creating more of what we want. For those of us in this community who have been working to increase our vibrations, we need to especially pay attention to this, because the more work you do on yourself, on clearing yourself, on holding a higher vibration, on being the hands and the heart of the divine on this planet, our focus carries more weight as we grow. So each individual being on this planet is continuously growing and evolving. And as we do that, our focus carries more and more weight. So for those of us who are carrying a higher vibration, who have worked to be here, who have done the work necessary, then we need to be very diligent about this, because what we focus on is going to create for the world. And that's why it's important. And again, this is not spiritually bypassing. This is consciously choosing what we focus on. And in order to fix the things that we are not happy with, that we are not comfortable with, if we bring our focus to where we want it to go, we start to build the bridge from there to where we want to go. And we start to be shown the steps to get the world there, to get ourselves there. And that's the beauty of gratitude. Where your mind goes, where your heart goes, energy flows. And when we are in gratitude, our mind and our heart are going to the things that we appreciate, the things we want more of. And that's where all of our energy goes. Now, all of this assumes that it's going to be easy for us to find something to be grateful for. That is not always the easiest thing, depending on where we are in our life and what we're experiencing. And every single person, regardless of where they are, what they're experiencing, is capable of gratitude. Now, some days we might need to start really small. We might need to start with having a place to sleep, or having water to drink, or having someone to talk to. So that's where we start. If that's where we need to start, we start with the small things. And then those small things will attract more small things. We'll start to actually see the world through different eyes. We'll see the world through what it is that we have, what it is that's accessible to us, what it is that we're grateful for, instead of constantly focusing on what it is that we're lacking individually and as a world. And when we can do that, we start to see the world differently. We start to experience the world differently, and the world starts to experience us differently. It's really beautiful. The world, nature, starts to respond to that shift in us, starts to want to express itself to us, to be thanked, to be experienced, because it knows that we take the time to appreciate. And everyone wants to be around someone who appreciates, whether that being is a rock, a flower, a cat, a bunny, or another human being. One of the hard things, the very subtle things that we need to start paying attention to, is the way we give. We, as sensitives, as the caretakers of the world, are notorious for overgiving. We give so much all the time to so many. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that is innately who we were created to be. Where this goes off the rails is when we get ourselves so tired, so depleted, so in lack in terms of energy. We become really tired and we're functioning with like next to no energy because we've given all we had to everyone else. It's time for us to examine, to get really radically honest with ourselves and with others about how we're giving and why. When we can bring ourselves into this vibration of gratitude, our heart center opens and we are functioning from the heart center. If we can bring ourselves there and then give from that place where there is infinite flow, where we are connected to divinity, we are connected to all that is, all the energy in the universe and all the love that there is, we have infinite supply. And we need to start giving more from that place. And that doesn't mean that we're not going to get tired. We're still in human bodies. We cannot be taking care of people for 23 hours a day, every day, and expect to not crash. That's not the way the human body works. We need to still take care of ourselves. But when we are giving from this open-heartedness, from this place of aligning with the energy of gratitude, we will understand when it's time to give to ourselves, and we will not have a problem taking that time and giving to ourselves. We will not be in that place where we try to convince ourselves, oh, nope, have to still give to other people because I'm not done yet. When we are in the place of giving from depletion, giving because we feel obligated, giving because we feel that karmically we need to do this, that it's going to get us something in return, whether it's someone's gratitude or a place in heaven or washing away some karma, whatever it is that is causing us to overgive, causing us to give incessantly, when we are not functioning from the heart center, when we are not in line with gratitude and with our heart, and we are overgiving, we are giving from the ego. And it is having the opposite effect in our lives, in our karmic structure, in our soul, and in our relationships than we wanted to have. Because eventually that giving turns to resentment. I begin to resent you because I am overgiving to you. It becomes the martyr complex. It becomes a situation where we don't any longer see you through the eyes of love. We are starting to see you through the eyes of causing me pain because I can't stop giving. So this is why gratitude is important. It changes the way we give. It changes the way we receive. When we overgive from the ego, we become closed to receiving. It's just all give, and no allowing that energy to come back to us. We want it, we expect it, but that wanting and expecting closes off the flow. It's like we're holding on so tightly that there is no flow. So when we can give from the place of evenness, because we want to, because we are so in appreciation, we are in line with the universe, we are in line with our hearts, then that flow can work in both directions, because there is no need, there is no desire. We are taking care of ourselves as we are taking care of others. This is the miraculous energy of gratitude. So this month, as we are in a season of more gratitude, let us practice. Let's get ourselves in line. Let's really allow this attitude of gratitude to take over our lives, to lead and guide us, so that we can all be tuning forks, resonating with the vibration of what we truly want to create moving forward. And that creation can happen from our heart center, not from our fear, not from our egoic need for validation or the desire that we might not even know is there, but through genuine alignment with what we love, what we appreciate. And we can open ourselves to having the best, most joy-filled, most amazing co-creative experience that we can have on this planet with the divine, with our angels, and with each other. If you'd like more assistance, opening yourself to gratitude and healing whatever it is that stands in your way of living from an open heart, consider joining the monthly membership. Each day you'll receive energy work and angelic transmissions so that you can clear and heal as much as possible and live in your joy and your purpose each and every moment. We also have our Embracing Your Energy Flow and True Potential 2-part workshop series coming up, where we will examine how we can leverage the world around us to increase our energy and get ourselves clear so that we can receive our guidance and live our purpose to the greatest degree possible. The links are in the description of this video or in the comments section below. I'm so grateful that you're here. Leave us a comment and let us know what resonated for you or what you might have learned that you didn't know before. If you're interested in more videos like this one, follow our channel. I look so forward to connecting with you again soon here, as well as in the membership or in the workshop series. I'm so grateful for you, for the way you show up and all that you're doing in this world. So much love.